I must concede on this show that I am addicted to social media like a lot of y'all. Now, a few weeks ago, I posted a reel on Instagram. Yes, I know it's ironic, I posted it on social media to find out what y'all think about social media addiction. I got a plethora of comments on that reel, and thank you so much for that. And some of those opinions that y'all shared were very interesting. That made me ask the question whether this is a real thing, and shall we start treating platforms like Instagram as the addiction machines they have become? Should we start regulating screen time for family members? All of these are questions that have been going on in my mind, and now I want to pass them on to you and, of course, get an expert opinion as well. Here's a special report.
Well, thanks for playing Inception with my mind, Ayush. Because I saw that reel that you had put out, and it actually really got me thinking as well. And I was wondering, am I also addicted to Instagram or these other social media platforms? So to get some more answers, I stepped out, and my first pitch stop was at Dr. Ashish Roy's clinic, who's a psychoanalytic therapist. And I really wanted to understand from him, are there any signs to look out for to kind of understand if one is addicted to social media?
Yeah, so one thing is that we don't have a life now which is outside of social media. There'll be very few people who won't have an Instagram account or an email account or a Facebook account. So people are always connected to social media in some way. So it has a kind of penetrating effect that it invades every part of your life. Now, there are people who find a huge sense of validation by posting about themselves. And that can work in a good way, that can increase their narcissism. But there are also people who get very anxious when this happens, that they have to keep on posting, or they are unable to do their work and they are hooked on to looking at their phones or hooked on to just doing things, and they keep on distracting themselves. So unfortunately, they don't understand why they are distracting themselves or what they are scared of. But then they go on to social media and they spend a lot of time there. They are unable to do their work. And at a certain life stage, like for young children, people going to school, since so much schooling happen online, I don't feel it's a very good medium because it really destroys your attention. Whenever two people are talking, now they are present with each other, but now they can also be absent because both of them can be looking at their phone. So human connection always gets interrupted also because of social media.
Any kind of red flags, social media red flags to look out for, that you were too addicted to it, you back off?
Social media and media, I mean, they are different, but there's one thing which is similar, that they always focus on the outside. So it's always about putting an image of yourself. So when people start thinking that this has become an obsession, that every moment has to be, now substantiated by social media, by Instagram or a Facebook post, then they should start thinking that why am I doing this? If you're going to sleep, you're using your phones right before that, you are feeling wired, you're not sleeping well, you get up in the morning, you do the same thing. So you're constantly in a mode of anxiety. And unfortunately, media produces anxiety. It does. And you have to protect yourself from it, because these are signs that your mental state, you're not feeling calm. You're constantly looking for more information. Although, are you really engaging with that information? Are you actually doing something constructive with it? Or are you just kind of distracting yourself? And then you feel like a lot of time is lost.
Have social media platforms become addiction machines? It is a simple question, but we need to talk to more people to actually find out, is the answer actually common amongst everyone, or people don't really feel so? Let's find out. Are you on Instagram, and how active are you on it?
I am, but I'm not very active on Instagram.
I've been active since I was 13, since I made my Instagram account. Yeah, it's been like a thing.
Yeah, once in every 2 hours.
At least 2 hours in a day.
If your internet went out, would you start getting irritable if you were not able to sort of access your social media platforms?
I will feel a little bit irritated.
Pretty irritated.
So, okay, he's pretty irritated. What makes you feel that you're addicted?
All these things that you ask, I genuinely get irritated when I'm not on social media every half an hour, 1 hour.
I mean, there are times, even in my house, sometimes the internet is not fast enough or it's not working and there's no signal. I'll literally be standing in the garden with my 4G, like, just trying to see what's happening with other people. Major FOMO.
Well, a few years back, I would be okay with it. Given the current situation, yeah, it does bother me.
If somebody you follow on Instagram and you regularly like their posts, it could be somebody you're crushing on, it could be somebody you like, it could be somebody whose posts you comment on. If they don't reciprocate, does it bug you?
No, I don't follow people who don't follow me back. It's,
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Very true one.
To me, it doesn't matter, but I know it matters to a lot of people, right? A lot. So,
Right.
absolutely.
Not just because of the social media, I will feel a little bit irritated.
Yeah, like I posted after 2 years, so I put a lot of thought into it. What photo should I post? So like, काफी सोचना पड़ता है.
So in the last 6 years, I have one post. So I don't think that would be an issue.
no, even I post very rarely.
So, ladies and gentlemen, basically they're all active on Instagram and they don't post. We have stalkers over here. Basically, like if it's an ex or an ex-employee or an ex-boss or so.
Well, if it's your ex, first thing is you're blocked, right? So it's tough to get there, but...
That was a bad breakup for sure. How often do you stalk people? Okay, fine. That gives it away. How many followers would you have?
3,700, that matters.
Would you ever delete a post if it didn't get enough likes?
Nah, if I like it, rest of the world gonna adjust or I won't.
Are you using Instagram as a base to kind of promote your brand and the
Yes, that's the main marketing tool for me right now.
What's the first thing you do when you get up in the morning? Is it Instagram?
It's Instagram, yeah, it is Instagram. So you got me there.
Where we wake up and the first thing we do is we open Instagram.
Tackling the question of addiction with social media, most of my realization has been how I'm using it and not why I'm using it.
So every time you visit Instagram, it's not always for business inquiries.
Oh, not at all. I think it's more, it's a gossip place, right? To put it in polite terms. We might not do it openly, but it's a way of getting to know what everybody's up to.
How often do you post?
In 4-5 days, max in 4-5 days.
How many hours on Instagram on a day?
4-5.
So basically, it is also to keep an eye on what everyone else is doing.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
Okay, how many followers do you have on Instagram?
I have around 180 something.
What about you?
8K. 11K. No, 8K. Something.
What about you?
So I have like 1,200.
If you put out a photograph which you like and someone posts a comment which is negative, how much does that affect you?
He always do with me. He always send me a personal DM. This is not looking good. Just delete that.
So after talking to several people, basically we have to admit that while some people are still in the closet about being addicted to social media platforms, some people are pretty much out there accepting it and some are just simply stalking others. Overall, I feel social media is impacting everyone a bit too much for comfort, and I think what Ayush has started, it's a conversation and a discussion which has to continue further. Back to Ayush.
Well, if you're hooked on to social media, then you are not alone. Another recommendation from the Tech Today team and this special show is if you are addicted to Instagram, YouTube, Facebook and the like, then just write into our social media handles and tell us what you think about our shows.
If you like the video, do like, comment, share and subscribe.